Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Sorry, out of luck this time, little fella. That's right, kids. This time we're talking all about Gwen Stacy on the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, she who does the neck snapping, it is.
Hey y'all, it's Lilith with an Hellfire. Duh.
Alright, kids, and this time, like we said, this is our Gwen Stacy special, talking all things Gwen Stacy, the original Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider, all the forms of media she's appeared, the characters appeared in. Yes, because this is the anniversary of the original's death, the 50th anniversary. And again, the current creative team on Amazing Spider-Man has promised us a issue as shocking as that issue 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Again, I hope they don't kill Mary Jane. I liked your idea of like maybe them returning the original Gwen.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing that series. Did they ever finish that? It was like a Gwen Stacy flashback thing from like, wasn't it like before she met Peter?
Yeah.
So I didn't know if like they were just setting stuff up for, an eventual return, or because kids back in the day, people never thought Elektra was going to return, and hell, people thought Bucky was never going to return.
He should have definitely stayed dead. But that's least favorite Marvel character by far.
Again, it depends who's writing him, but it's like, and again, I think it was an answer to DC bringing back Jason Todd.
Yeah, I guess.
As you can see, life has ground down my co-host here.
No, it's just like,
You sound like Russell when Justin made him read Hulk 2099.
Oh. Almost any 2099, that's the correct response.
But that's the worst, is Hulk 2099. Oh my god.
I know. That's about as good as DC 1 million. I think that's the equivalent, honestly.
I don't know. I think I'd read 1 million over Hulk 2099 any day.
It's a toss-up for me.
Even in the 90s, when I'd pretty much read anything, I tried reading a Hulk 2099. I was just like, story, and I'm just like, this is a slog.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But anyway, we're here to talk about Gwen Stacy. And for those of you who may not know her, only the current incarnation, yes, Gwendolyn Maxine Stacy was first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man 31 from December 1965. Oh, maybe we should have did that issue. But of course, yes, created by Stan Lee himself and Steve Ditko. So, where did I see that? Didn't I see? And I thought I'd heard this before. Wasn't it? Supposedly Stan based. Oh yeah, supposedly Stan based her off his wife Joan.
Yeah,
she was the inspiration. Yeah.
Did you know that? Just fun fact. There's a Christian metalcore band called Gwen Stacy.
Really?
Crazy, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the characters had an influence, especially the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I never really gave two figs about Gwen Stacy, right?
Well, again,
you have to understand her significance to Peter, right? And the death and all those things, and like the fact that they literally had to do in the letter, in the pages, like, hey, yeah, unfortunately, her neck snapped because of the webbing, and it was like a big debate for like decades.
Oh yeah,
they kept coming out and saying, yes, he actually killed her.
I think that was the comic version.
Not the fall. It was
the sudden stop. Yes,
they take the snap out sometimes in the reproduction, in the reprints and stuff. So I think
it was the comic version, and it happened first, but it was the comic book version of who shot first, Han or Greta.
Yeah, exactly. Han shot first. there's no question. Screw you, George Lucas.
I heard people say, you know, anymore. I hear people say, yeah, Hodgepodge first Green would even get his hand on the trigger.
Exactly. I mean, and if you know how, and that tracks. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's like, I don't know if it was again a case of old white men, right? You know, just writing the character, but it's like, I don't know if Gwen Stacy you know.
Bro, we talked to Conway. Don't be like that.
No. I'm just saying, just like her characterization up to the death.
Oh, you should have played that clip at the beginning, dummy.
Jerry Conway, I did.
Did you? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, kids.
ADHD, my bad.
You didn't hear this?
This is Jerry Conway.
Yes.
You're listening
I was waiting for you to.
The Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I was waiting for you to go, bruh. That's a little on this.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, because
I'm too dead.
Between recordings, I was thinking, which one should I use? And I was like, of course, Jerry Conway. Come on.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep Phil honest, guys. Don't mind me.
So
yeah,
I mean,
like, so original Gwen Stacy, like, you do have to understand the impact and like, because like, you know,
again,
if she hadn't died, she is literally Peter's first love.
Oh,
Mary
yeah.
Jane knows that. We know that. Everybody knows that. Hell, even Mysterio knows that.
Oh yeah, and again, it's just like I don't think they did justice to the character back in the day. I mean, you
How
mentioned
could you? Everybody was a whiny little.
you
See you
meant
next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, but I think they really steered into the skid with her on that, and
It was the 60s. What do you want?
and again, I think her death is just so talked about and remembered because it was like, what was that, 73? It's like they weren't
shocking. It
weren't
didn't happen.
No, comic book characters, they weren't killing off girlfriends or supporting cast at that time, you know?
And at least not that suddenly.
No.
Like, with no warning?
Oh, yeah, it was just based I don't think she was even conscious. It was just push off bridge, snap.
Yeah. And you know what? Shout out to Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, you know, I was like, okay, it wouldn't be my first pick. And, you know, if they ever do recast her, or did they recast her yet for that Spider-Man movie, I want to put Dove Cameron's name in the ring.
And
she voiced her in, I think it was Marvel Rising video game. I don't know what Carrie Walgreen looks like, because I think she's the person that's actually voiced Gwen Stacy the most for, like, the video games and stuff. But yeah, Dove Cameron, that just kind of like, when I realized, I was like, yeah, that would actually kind of make sense. And she sings too, so.
Yeah.
Because if they want to ever do, you know, Ghost Spider, she's in a band. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, yeah. But yeah,
know, that's the only version I care about.
Yes. Because, yeah, well, again, kids, the character was portrayed by Bryce Dallas Howard in Spider-Man 3
terrible.
In 2007. Oh, God. And it was Brock's girlfriend, Eddie Brock's girlfriend.
Yeah, it's like, okay, no. Immediately, no. That is not how that's going to work.
Talk about getting your peanut butter in the chocolate, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, like you said, Emma Stone in the Amazing Spider-Man films, and then,
I forget who voices her for Spidey and His Amazing Friends, but...
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's Haley Steinfeld for Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
She sings too, so just saying.
Yes.
So that's kind of the theme. If you're going to do Ghost Spider, you gotta sing.
Yeah, I wonder if for the animated, if they thought of that, or it's just like, yeah, let's
they
get someone
probably
who can sing.
probably thinking about doing a musical, but then...
Or even just in case, it's just like...
just in case. They actually did want to focus on the band or not.
In case they do get a sequel, which they did. And again, it's like...
They did, and I thought it was going to be like the Ladies of the Spider-Verse, but it's turned into something different, which I'm still here for. I mean, if it ever comes out.
And again,
it might be a tax write-off at this point. Who knows?
Like that first movie, I have to give Sony credit. I mean, they actually did a good job on that thing.
So good. Like when I first saw it, I was just like,
I didn't have high hopes, and I just saw it. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, that was good, right? I'm like, I'm not fooling myself,
honestly,
right?
I'm gonna be real, and this is probably controversial. It's better than the MCU Spider-Man movies for me. Only because I like Miles more than I like young whiny Peter.
I could see that. I mean, I think Luke is in your camp. I think he likes Miles more than Peter because of the movies and stuff.
He's just a little more relatable. Plus, you get a glimpse of the whole entire universe. It took him 3 movies to do that. You know what I mean? We just get to jump in and we get to Spider-Pig, Spider-Ham, and just the ridiculousness of it, and it still really worked. And you got literally you got Ghost Spider, and you see that budding relationship that took forever for them to actually do in the comics. So like you get that right off the bat. You get that Kingpin. You get Doc Ock. You get really cool Aunt May. It's just you get that conflict with his family where it's like, yeah, Marissa Tomei is cool and all, but like we couldn't literally mention Uncle Ben because Sony had the rights to Uncle Ben. I
mean, you'll not convince me otherwise. He was a blonde guy, but that was Ben Riley who died.
No, absolutely. Wasn't the initial B, right?
It might have been
Peter B. Parker, right?
It might have been, yeah.
So yeah, no, totally. But it's just really interesting. I think that is the best Spider-Man movie right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was everything in that movie. I mean, hell, Ray got Tombstone in that movie.
Exactly. I don't know. It just feels like the stakes were higher, whereas the MCU movies don't really feel that high. Even with like the multiversal threat, it was just like, okay.
But again, like those first couple MCU Spider-Man movies, it's like really he's tied into Tony Stark and stuff. It's like I love Tony.
Because we couldn't have Uncle Ben.
I love Tony Stark, but it's just like that's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the genius kid who created his own stuff. Yeah.
Well, and then at the same time, you also were going to have like Riri Williams and a couple other people come into the MCU with kind of that same thing. So why not tie him into the lasting bad life choices of Tony Stark,
Mm-hmm.
For me, I get where they're coming from with that. I hated it. I thought it was terrible, but like for the MCU, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we couldn't see Uncle Ben die, right? So we got to see Tony Stark die. I think that was how they figured. They made the emotional attachment. They even retconned it so he's the kid in that Iron Man movie, that whole thing. So
maybe you can answer me a question. I always hear that I've heard this rumor before. I don't know if it's true, but like when they were writing Endgame, supposedly I don't know how much of talks, but there was certain talks of what Tony Stark's last words were going to be. And at one point, I don't know, maybe it was a 5-minute discussion. It was like, instead of saying I am Iron Man, was he just going to say F you when he snaps Thanos away?
They wanted to. They're like,
oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't. Like, I totally believe it. Because that is totally an RDJ thing to want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Totally an RDJ thing to want to do. And they had to probably like, no. There's probably even a take out there almost. I can almost guarantee there's probably a take out there somewhere.
I get you want to be family friendly, but how badass would it have been? I am inevitable. F you.
Yep.
Lilith, what would you do if you had the power to you could wipe people from his existence with a snap?
Like I would unfortunately do it because like I just think back to the beginning of the pandemic where we stayed in for literally it was like not even a week and the earth was like regenerating itself. The air got cleaner. We saw animals that we hadn't seen in years, things like that. Like that just like pisses me off. That just proves the point that we are the cancer to earth.
Oh my God. I still had to go to work.
It was amazing. Like you literally could see the proof in the pudding and people pretend like it never happened. Like, we actually can't fix the earth. We can. Yeah. We just don't want to because it's not profitable to do so.
There's your socialist rant.
I'm still fired up from the South Park.
I know. No, that's great. I still had to go to work. There was like hardly any traffic. I saw deer everywhere. I mean, it's just...
like less than 2 weeks. It was crazy. That's how much damage we do to the earth per second. You know what I mean? So I would do it. I would do it. Even if I had to snap myself, I would do it. Maybe we could help the environment if we only did a 4-day work week. Well, they're thinking about this might affect you. They're thinking about a 4-week school day, 4-day school week, because they don't want to pay the teachers. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, in some places. You might have to get. Unfortunately, I don't want to advocate for it, but you might want to be looking into charter schools because they'll have the 5 days, and it's just kind of like, well, the American. Like the modern American workday is A, built on a man being married to a woman, and B, school lasting the daycare hours, right? The childcare hours while you're at work. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, take that away. Yeah. I was gonna say it wouldn't help with any teacher salaries, but I know it's like, I mean they have their little Chromebooks now. It's like. You could do it a day or two at home, that's buses not going back and forth. And if you're even lucky to live in a district that gives you school buses. Oh, God, that's true. Sometimes they make the kids take the public transportation. So. Really? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's, if your kid gets a school bus, you're privileged, just saying.
Anyway, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, speaking of school buses, don't go off the bridge there. No, I think it's very interesting that her death kind of like she was the linchpin of that friend group of Peter, Harry, Flash, right? And then like she's kind of jealous of Mary Jane when she comes around, but like she eventually embraces her, and like it's her death that really makes Mary Jane kind of grow up. And like,
oh yeah,
you know, she really matures and it really affects her and stuff. And like, it's just kind of interesting that they chose to write it that way, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, Peter has so many deaths on his tab now, but I mean, at that point, I mean, she was like the next. She was pretty much the only one
And
after
then her
like
dad,
Uncle Ben.
like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and her dad, yeah.
Like I was reading on Marvel's in this one while I was like researching this stuff, and I had totally forgot about Marvel's, and you know, it's like, oh well, it is kind of Peter's fault. I wouldn't have been so quick to forgive him. You know, he rushes to see her die. And they're like, it's the fault. I'm like, no, even the letterer said it was the webbing. so like, it was like, that's kind of like, you know, you see a literal, like, 360, like he's forgiving. And then he's like, no, you know, superheroes are bad.
Hell, that damn Clone Saga. They
Well,
did
she's the initiation of the original clone.
I know.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Conway was like, all right, I'll bring her back, but she's gonna be a clone. They're not gonna like it. That was so badass of him, though. Like, he's like, I'll do it, but you know, it was malicious compliance. I totally believe that, especially from the interview that we did with him.
Yes.
It was malicious compliance at its finest.
Oh yeah, and again,
And he's like, I think the stipulation was that he could write her out as soon as he wanted. So literally, like, if she finds out she's a clone, she's out of there.
oh yeah,
And she's gone.
basically the Jackal's dead. She's gone.
Yeah, that Jackal story, like, it was a professor that was in love with her, like, and that's what,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. How creepy
that's
was
something
that?
in and of itself that's just like, whoa.
How creepy was that? Yeah, a guy old enough to be
That's
a vet.
almost as creepy as the Osborn thing, which unfortunately was retconned. I don't know why they retconned that, but
Because no one liked it.
But it still felt like it was in character for him. Like, that just made it even more sinister.
I know. Well, the rapey.
Oh, I
guys.
guess because we're doing Golden Goblin now.
Yeah, but did
So
they
we
have
had
that
to
plan?
clean that up, maybe.
Did they have that plan at that point? I don't know.
I'm just saying, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That for Spider Books with all the events and stuff that they want, I would imagine that they have like.
I think they were a little too rapey McRape vibes there. I think. I don't know.
Probably, but
I mean, they never came out and said it, but it's like she was either a willing participant or that was rape. So.
yeah, I guess. But like again, Norman is a bad guy, man. Harry is too, but that's not my business. Poor Lit.
Hey, not only that, we had to retcon those children too.
I mean, we didn't have to. Why even let it be written in the first place if you're going to retcon it? You know what I mean?
I know. Again, that was the Wild West. Like the first decade of the 2000s, man, that was the Wild West over there. More than
they were going through bankruptcy and trying to find
it was basically throw anything at the wall, see what sticks.
You think somebody was on vacation when that happened? That's my theory. Anytime something bad happens in comic books, because the editor was on vacation and the assistant editor was like, "This is my shot. What do you got?"
For that 10 years, yeah, the editor was on vacation.
Well, Stan Lee was definitely checked out during that time.
I mean, talk about creepy, but it's like...
Well, that's true. That's why that was the Wild West, so...
But no, but talk about creepy with those Gwen Stacy kids. It's like,
Children of the Corn vibe.
I mean, they were mature to adults, but then you got like covers of like him making out with like Gwen Stacy's daughter, and it's like,
fetish. Somebody go check on that person. Fetish.
I mean, I know she looks exactly like Gwen down to the headband, but it's like, I could. No, she wore the headband too. Oh my.
They get pushed out of the womb with the headband.
That was like her defining character, like visual characteristic, because it's a clone saga. There's like a clone of her comes out of the cloning vat completely naked, but it has the damn headband on it. She's naked except for that headband.
Otherwise, she's every other blonde. It's not like she's married. Like, think about it. There are a lot of blondes in the story, whereas Mary Jane's pretty much the only redhead, unless it's Black Widow that shows up.
I mean, again, but Mary Jane's hair is normal, but man, remember 90s Mary Jane?
Big Peg Bundy hair, bro.
That's what I was about to say, Peg Bundy hair, yes. All nice and curly and big, yeah.
You know what they say, the higher the hair, the closer to God, the smaller the hips. I believe it's the saying. Any Southern moms listening, please feel free to correct me.
Oh my! I was surprised that with that the age of McFarlane, he didn't like hide, have her like naked, but like hide stuff with like her hair. There was so much hair.
And giving Brooke Shields in that movie, The Blue Lagoon.
Oh God! Don't even go there. Talk about creepy.
Yeah.
Or was she 14?
Yeah. Well, again, her and Drew Barrymore have a lot in common.
How did they get rid of it?
Terrible momagers, bro.
We might have to do that on Salty and Petty. How did they get away with that crap back then?
And come to find out, Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, Hollywood. I told you, Hollywood is creepy, man. You can't go digging too much. You'll find something.
I mean, it's creepy enough when they're like telling 18-year-olds, "Yeah, you got to get naked," but it's like when they're underage. I'm like, how the hell are they?
Well, there was no child protections for a very long time, honestly. Like I said, Drew Barrymore is like a very good case in point of that.
Yeah.
She's like, you literally see her drinking and smoking at like 8 years old in the tabloids. Like, so adults were around and let her do that. So that tells you everything you need to know about the Hollywood back then. And she's also a Nepo baby, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anyway, Gwen Stacy's kind of a Nepo baby. Oh, but I think my favorite thing about Gwen Stacy is that she was the smart love interest, right?
Yes.
She meets him in college and she's into science and she's actually attracted, unlike Felicia and even Mary Jane, she's actually attracted to his intelligence. And this is why Gwen Stacy couldn't be around today, because Peter's super stupid now. Like, God, that boy makes just the dumbest decision. She would be very disappointed in him.
Yeah.
I think that's what really sets her apart from every other love interest he's ever had.
Oh, yeah. And again, I'm just like, it's like, even before, like, Ghost Spider, it's like, I mean, the character, like, people were all about this character. Cause, I mean,
she had 189 appearances. And, I mean, that's a lot considering that, she actually wasn't really around that long.
I know.
Comparatively?
Well, you figure she probably appeared at every issue, made at least.
Was it every issue? Well, see, and this is what we were talking about the last Spider-Cast, where, like, Peter literally had a very bustling supporting cast where we get Flash getting shipped off to Vietnam at this time, and he comes home on furloughs quite a lot, to be with the gang and stuff, and you really get like scenes between Harry and Gwen talking about Peter, and they're kind of like snubbing him because he's snubbing them. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like now it's just whatever. He's just flipping around town, and for all we know, the supporting characters are dead. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was just like an off-panel, I don't know, Jameson is dead.
Well, that's what I said last episode. Might as well be. That's what I said last episode. That's like the weakness of a lot of modern comics, where it's like we've lost supporting cast, and it's
unless you're Batman, then you have too much supporting cast.
Yeah, but again, everyone in his life is basically a superhero. And
they have their own books too.
Yeah, exactly. But it's it used to be, we'd get a Jameson, plot, B plot every
Spider Slayer spot.
Exactly. Or just some villain trying to trash the Bugle, something.
Yeah. Or him just, catting around with his young secretary.
Or his young scientist wife. Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. Where's our next?
What the hell has Mary Jane even been up to besides being in limbo? I mean, before that, what was she doing? Nothing.
Was she married?
We don't even know what she like. Is she still a model? What is she doing?
I mean, she's with Paul and the kids, but it's like, yeah, what is she doing?
Yeah. But I mean, even before that, it was just like, what does anybody know? What's Aunt May doing? I mean, as much as I like really want Aunt May to die at this point, just because I was just so sick of it,
it's so bad. I mean, we know he's working for Osborn now, but before Osborn gave him the job, what was Peter doing for a living?
He was robbing the criminals, I'm pretty sure.
He must have, because he wasn't working at the Bugle. It's like, I don't think he was working.
He was a drifter, man.
Pretty much. That Nick Spencer run. I mean, what was his job? Tell me. I'll wait.
I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. What happened in the days?
He was bumming money from Miles, I think, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he still seems like he's at the point where it's like, oh, I'm going to get kicked out. I don't have the rent that's due 2 days from now. But it's like, where's he getting the money? They used to explain, where's he getting the money?
I think it's in his prison purse.
Oh.
Gimme. I mean, for as whiny as Gwen was, I feel like she was a fully developed, fleshed out character.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
for as much as a female character supporting character could be back then.
I mean, especially when Stan was writing the book, especially if she's based off his wife. I mean, he's going to give her tender loving care.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, I mean, I don't know if it's just the era, but it's like I feel like they could have done so much more with her. But
well, of course, but again, like I said, they did as much as they could for a female character back then that wasn't based on like those romance comics, you know, like Patsy and all that. Like, you don't want that in your Spider-Man book, I guarantee you.
I mean, for all the everything.
That's just kind of, that was the template and the model for a female character, you know? A successful, profitable female character.
Well, back then, before the death, for every good moment you got a Gwen Stacy, you got a,
you got 20,
woe is me, why is it Peter calling? Oh.
Yeah. I'm glad we've moved away from that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think her legacy's so interesting.
Oh yeah.
But are they doing anything for this anniversary?
I don't know.
I didn't see anything in the solicits, so.
Unless they're reprinting the death maybe or something. Who knows?
I didn't even see that.
And unless we're just gonna do, whatever the shocking issue from Zeb Wells is gonna be is supposed to be it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it, unfortunately. Oh, well. And, like, what are they even doing with Ghost Spider right now? And I hate when people call her Spider-Woman. Like, I know she was Spider-Woman briefly, but, like, that's just not Spider-Woman to me.
Yeah.
Like, put some respect on the real Spider-Woman name, I guess.
I mean, hopefully, maybe we'll get at least a mini-series, if not an ongoing.
I would love all the Lady Spiders to get together, because there's a few more. Like, that's what I thought the next Spider-Verse was going to be. Like, we were going to get Ghost Spider, Spider-Woman, probably Mayday Parker, the Asian girl with the robot.
Penny
like,
Parker.
That's what it seemed like. They definitely wanted to give Haley Steinfeld the lead in that next movie, but they retooled it.
If not the movie in the comics, I mean, are they going to do anything with Ray's favorite Silk?
They didn't cancel it, right?
I mean, I don't think this.
They canceled Spider-Woman to keep Silk around. I thought that was the consensus.
Yeah, but I think Silk might have ended. I don't think Silk has an ongoing book right now. I don't think.
Huh?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I haven't seen a Silk book in forever. Not that I was looking, but not that I collect that, but I haven't seen it on the shelf. I mean, her covers are very, very provocative, so I would have seen it on the shelf.
Wait, a female
You'll definitely stop and stare for a second and think, oh, it's just Silk, okay.
Wait a minute, a female character who dresses provocatively and Ray's a fan? Get out of town!
I'm starting to notice a trend here, Ray.
Sex on the mind.
Explain yourself, sir!
Well, I think he'd rather have to talk about that than say he's a fan of Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
The chance is never zero, Ray. I'm so sorry.
Exciting times to be a pimp.
Speaking of, if you have questions for Ray, he will be here next week.
Bad Babysitters Club.
And Dave.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's just so weird to talk about. Like, she's gone, but it seems like she's not. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, especially now with the Gwenniverse 65 Ghost Spider.
Well, even that, she doesn't have a book right now.
That's true.
And
but no,
my favorite version of it is Gwenum.
Oh yes.
Like, that was the ultimate cash grab, but I wasn't even mad at it.
And it wasn't like Ghost Spider just like a someone was just doing variant covers of Gwen Stacy as like a Spider character, and they're like, oh, we need to make this a thing.
Yeah, Slot was like, yeah, let's do it.
The kids love it.
It was Slot. You can blame Slot for that one. That's why I have a soft spot for him. Honestly, I'll defend him sometimes.
Dirty
Depending
Slot.
on, as long as it's not Superman, I'll defend him.
Oh, I mean, Slot was either hit or miss with me. Like, I didn't like the Parker Industries stuff, but it's like Superior Spider-Man. I mean, talk about a petty king, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's definitely hit and miss, but like for the Marvel stuff, it doesn't really affect me. But that Superman stuff is a little unforgivable. He's like right underneath Bendis at that point. Whom I've forgiven and moved on for the most part, but I will still give a Bendis every now and then.
But it and again, that whole Gwen Stacy death had like the effect. It's like we didn't bring Norman Osborn back for like 25 years after that whole thing too, because supposedly he died in that whole thing too.
Yeah, he was just in Switzerland with amnesia. It's fine.
I know. Well, that's
we know he's really a clone too. That's what I've been waiting on.
Oh.
So we can get another Clone Saga. Why not?
Can you imagine everyone, wasn't Kindred supposed to be like a clone of Harry, but it's like, no, Harry's alive. He created his own clone and a clone of his father. And
well, I mean, Harry's mentally ill and he has access to all that.
I mean, would that make Harry the greatest villain if he came back? And
no, it's still Betty, but second.
Well, yeah, but I was going to say, like, he reveals Norman's a clone and stuff. And then, like, Peter's like,
dance, puppets, dance. Honestly, yeah.
Peter just be like, much crap he's put me through since he's been back, and none of that would have had to have happened.
Plot twist to the plot twist. It was actually Normie. Normie's actually the clone of his dad, bro. Think about that. How sick that would be.
Oh my god, there was a one shot that like around the time of the Clone Saga where it was like the Legacy of the Goblin or something.
Oh yeah. That
whole AI thing where that thought it was like a combination of Norman and Harry. What if it's that?
Oh, I mean, we have so many choices. Like just the death of Gwen Stacy just opened up so many like portals. Just like of just terrible paths.
Oh yeah, it's just the Clone Saga, all of it. It's just, oh my god! And they redid that, the whole dropping a woman off a bridge during the Clone Saga. They did it at least 3 or 4 times where it's just like, oh, I know this time, just to not stop her momentum, just redirect it, and
yeah, that's why I'm numb to it. That's why, like, unfortunately, like as a comic book fan, the impact that of that whole thing with Emma Stone in the second Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, oh, okay, we're doing this. That's fine. Everybody else who didn't read comics clearly didn't know. They were like, there's no way they're killing Gwen Stacy. She's the love interest. There's no way. I'm like, I can see who doesn't read comic books. Because you literally hear an audible when I was at the theater.
I know. I was watching that movie. I'm like, I'm like, I would have gasped if he saved her. I'm like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the plot twist that he actually saved her. Because I'm like, babes, you were supposed. Well, I think at that point they knew they weren't actually going to do a 3 between us hands.
I was just like, oh, here it comes.
Listen. I'm not going to judge you if Andrew Garfield's your favorite Spider-Man, but I'm just going to ask you, are you okay? Do you need a friend? Again,
I mean, I could see it with some of the younger kids because, nostalgia is a hell,
if it's your first Spider-Man, like that Tobey Maguire, like, I love Tobey Maguire. I don't like the movies necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can understand. If that's your first Spider-Man, that's where your nostalgia might come from. So
remember, nostalgia, hell of a drug.
It truly is. And I think that's why they keep bringing Gwen Stacy back. They're like, look, we know our fan base. We try to pretend that we're getting the young hip kids, but we know our fan base. We're going to try to retool it and remarket it and squeeze as much money out of you nerds as we can. I can't believe it's been that long. Like, she's literally obviously been dead my whole life, but like, she's still such a presence in the comics. Like, just like every now and then you get that floating head of guilt of Gwen, or her dad, or both. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, she died. Years before I was born, so it's like, yeah.
I don't even think Rob was born.
Yes. Robert Southgate, 10 years older than I am. Yes.
Oh, oof.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Well, I don't know if that was a burn on me, Rob, or both. Jeez.
No comment. I think I really enjoy her design. It's simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of weird because it's like Felicia has like that like platinum blonde hair, right? Silver Sable kind of has that platinum blonde hair, but Mary Jane is the redhead and she sticks out.
Mm-hmm.
I just always find that interesting. Like, I can relate. Like, I love a redhead. I get it, but it's just odd. Like, is she really his type, or is it just a matter of convenience because they were neighbors and their aunts kind of wanted to push? Well, I don't know about the other aunt, but
face it, Tiger.
May definitely wanted to get some Watson genetics into that gene pool.
Oh my!
Yeah.
And then they eventually dropped in the whole, oh, I always knew you were Spider-Man. What?
Yeah. That's what. Well, when you say that, you gotta die. Unless you're a Flash TV show rogue, you can live.
Oh, don't get me started on the Flash. Have you been
I hope
watching?
you save it all up for the series retrospective. We're gonna do the finale and then a series retrospective. We're gonna milk that a little bit. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I got a lot to say about 9 seasons. I already kind of gave you a preview when you asked me. I think that was on was it on the Batman feed?
What?
Where you asked me what was better, Arrow or Flash?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you got a little preview of that. And I have so many thoughts. I've been writing them down. I've been trying to rewatch it.
I mean, we'll have to do it.
I'm at season 6, so it's a slog.
Maybe around that time too, for clicks and views, maybe we should do a retrospective on Arrow too.
Oh yeah.
Especially
I can talk Arrow all day. That's my special interest for sure.
Especially the show that brought us together.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You know when we could do that? Amel's gonna be. Well, when Amel shows up on the Flash.
What episode is that?
Is it 9 or something?
Okay. Just let me know the date and then we can do it the week before.
I don't think it's episode 6, so I think it's episode 9.
Hey-oh! Are you being serious or?
No, I'm pretty sure I thought I saw something about episode 9, so.
Okay.
I thought that when I saw that, but no, that's why it reminded me. Yeah, no.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's just I was trying to look to see if that the original Gwen Stacy Quinlan was still alive. But yes, it reminded me supposedly she died in it looked like she may have died in a fire around the Superior Spider-Man era. So, but I don't think a body was ever found. So,
even if it was, it's just another phone.
That was the original clone. But no, and even if she did die, I mean, with clone conspiracy, I mean. Slot dropped the ball where it's just like, if you want to bring back anyone now, it's just like, oh yeah, I survived clone conspiracy.
Exactly. I mean, it's always I think for writers, it's good to have a backdoor, but I think might also be a little bit of a crutch, but you have to be a really good writer to like make that work.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I feel like it was just like kind of a shock gimmick. I feel like if you have a story, if you really feel in your heart or you're passionate about a story, do it. But if you're just doing it for like clicks and views and like you don't believe in the story or the editor just said, hey, do this, and you're just doing it, just doing the pages for some money, it's a difference and it shows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being disingenuous when you're writing comics, especially minor comics, it really shows. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but they do write a Spider-Man book that I feel like they're definitely phoning it in.
Oh,
not that many Spider books out, so you can do the guesswork. Like I said, I'm trying to be diplomatic and tactful, Phil, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The difference is kind of bubbling up to being me being pissed off, honestly.
I can make a joke, but if I do, everyone will know exactly who you're talking about, I think.
Well. What do we have here?
If I make a joke about his wife, I think everyone will know who it is.
Oh, jeez. I
was going to say he's coasting on her money. But anyway.
Probably. Anywho.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. Like, I just feel like we don't celebrate the female characters anymore. Like,
again, it's like you really, a lot of modern comics, you don't get like a big supporting cast, or it's like, as each in the era where writers get
the writers are getting to be younger than us, Phil. Like, younger than me, even.
Well, it's like you can't get any continuity with like supporting cast going anyway, because it's like
they change it with every writer.
Yeah, they don't let writers stick around for like more than like a year or two, and then it's like when new person comes in, they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to write this one. I want to write someone else.
The blessing and the curse of Marvel. Like DC, not so much. They still kind of, unless you're a special use case, like say a Bendis, or a Byrne or something like that, where they're literally calling you in to make that really huge change. They tend to not do that, or you have to pitch a really good idea.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's pretty much just slogging through pretty much the same stuff. But like with Marvel, yeah, they're like, yeah, do what you want. We want another number one anyway. Do what you want. And I think that's kind of what's killing Marvel for me personally. I miss when a writer could write for 3, 4, 5 years and get to 100.
I mean, back in the 90s, like Peter David, he was on Hulk for 10 years.
Modern Marvel could never. Even if it was him, they're like, yeah, you got 12 issues, bud. Make it count.
Even the big names these days don't get that.
Well, I don't think they really want to.
Oh, I don't think they want to either, because most of them have their own creator own.
Yeah, creator own has definitely changed the game. The big two haven't really adjusted to that, and they still think they're the only game in town, unfortunately. and they need to really retool and relook at what they're doing. They're kind of killing the comic book industry. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Manga's already beating them. Like, for every 5 issues that an American kid is buying, it's manga. So, like, just a regular.
And I just see more enthusiasm for everyone's creator-owned stuff more than the big two, it seems like, anymore.
Yeah, specifically Chip Zdarsky. Like, I love all of his creator-owned stuff. Like, I don't know where he finds the time to do it.
Well, like I said,
work with the big two, but
like I said, I guess they announced he's leaving Daredevil soon.
Do we know who's replacing him? Did you say?
I don't know if they announced that or not. You know what I just saw? It's DC, not Marvel. But did you see John Henry Irons is getting a new book, Steelworks #1?
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you see who's writing it?
No.
Oh, you didn't see who's writing it?
No.
Oh my God.
Who is it?
I would love to get an interview. I know it'll never happen. It's not a comic book name. It's like Michael Dorn.
Shut the fuck up!
Aha! I saw the
What?
I had to double check myself when I saw the article. I'm like, wait a minute, really?
You're talking about Worf?
Yes! Because I was like, is there a different Michael Dorn? And they said, no, because I guess he did the voice on the animated series.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I would love to get the interview.
Yeah,
but
it's John Henry Irons, so I would just curse her. Oh, he's getting a book. I wonder why. I kept going.
Michael
Oh,
Dorn.
that's crazy.
I would love to get
him.
I would love to get the interview, but it'll never happen. I feel
like he wrote maybe like a Star Trek comic book, if I'm remembering right.
I would assume. I think
he did a couple of like other things too. So like,
that's
really cool.
They probably let him to play around in there because isn't he the one who's made the most appearances in Star Trek ever?
Well, wait, is it him or is it Miles O'Brien?
I don't know, man. Well,
not now. Now with Picard, maybe he does.
And again, he was in more Next Generation episodes than O'Brien, and he was in some of those movies.
The movies. I always forget.
Probably Michael.
I always forget about the movies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ooh, next year let's rank the Star Trek movies.
Okay.
I'm talking from beginning, like Save the Whales. Before that, all the Star Trek movies.
The motion picture.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm on Star Trek nerds. All aboard! All aboard the Enterprise, kids.
Yes. I'm always down for Star Trek, though.
Cool beats. And I have to warn you guys, we definitely will be turning into a Strange New Worlds podcast while that's on. But I think it's only 6 episodes or something.
That's 10? Fine. That's 10 fine.
At most. We'll spend at least half the time talking about Strange New Worlds.
Is that going to be salty and petty, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
That's our catch-all.
Again, that was my original intent with these podcasts. It's like, if we want to just talk about one topic for months, that's fine. If we just want to talk about something for a week, that's fine.
Yeah. So call all your Star Trek nerd friends and let them know Salty and Petty is going to be covering Strange New World. I didn't want to cover Picard because it was the last season and there's so much going on, and I'm really sad. I know, Picard makes me really sad.
What is this salty discharge?
Exactly. Speaking of salty discharge.
Wow!
Peter.
Whoa!
I don't know, do you feel like Gwen, I feel like this last 5 years, she really hasn't, she's fading from, just mainstream.
Well, again, it's like all of a sudden she lost the book. And again, is there going to be a big resurgence? Are they waiting for the movie to finally release?
You gotta stop waiting for the movie, though. Nobody that's watching that movie is going to pick up the book. I'm sorry.
I know.
Not to be rude, not to be an a-hole. That's just not how it works. I have yet to see somebody prove to me that there is a research that when even an MCU movie comes out, the kids are downloading them for free. They're not buying the comics. So just
the first couple phases, I don't think it translated to any Iron Man or Captain America sales.
It definitely didn't.
No.
So it's read the room. I don't like the MCU stuff. It's too different. So don't stop. You can make Captain America look like Anthony Mackie. That's fine. You can make the other Captain America look like Chris Evans, especially the bum. That's fine.
Whoa.
But that's about where I draw the line at, Chris Evans can get it all day, every day.
But yeah, again, we've talked about this with Chichester and others. I think it's throw advertisements up during those movies or Disney Plus shows. And
now, honestly though, I take that back. It might have been a peak sales at the Gwen Stacy stuff when Into the Spider-Verse came out. I will take that back. I think that actually did work.
But I think
but she's still very closely related to the actual comic book source material.
Yeah, and again, I think they're being cautious because I mean they did dump all that Miles merchandise, and you know they had him traveling the multiverse in his book, and it's like then the movie didn't come out, it got delayed, and it's like crap.
Yeah, and when that happens, I saw all the merch and it got discounted, and it's now not even going to be available for when the movie comes out because they're not going to redo it. So.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with Eternals, right? Like, it got bumped, and then they had all that merchandise, and when the movie was coming out, it was all cleared out by the time that the movie came out.
Yeah, but I don't think people were gonna buy Eternals merchandise.
That just mean though, like, if it had come out when they said it would, where the merch was on the shelves, people will buy it because they think, oh, it'll be worth money later. You know, as the movie's out, that's just kind of how that works a lot of the time.
When you're here, I can take you places. If you still want Eternals merchandise, there are still Eternals merchandise on the shelves.
Where do you live in an alternate
dimension? I swear, you go into a Walmart or Target here, there's still at least a few Eternals things. We'll go to that FYE. If you want Eternals Funkos, there's still Eternals Funkos.
Okay. I mean, I can use a Funko. I'm not going to say no to a Funko.
Oh, yeah. It's not that it's Eternals. She just has a Funko addiction.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy. But yeah, I need more Gwen. I mean, I remember there was a time where I could walk into Walmart or Target and there was... Spider-Gwen merch. Yeah. And I prefer Spider-Gwen to Ghost Spider. I always thought that was kind of stupid.
I know, but as a...
like, they tried, I was like, that power doesn't work. Stop. We're not going to mention it anymore.
I know, but as a code name, you can't have Gwen, because everyone's going to be like, I know who you are.
I'm just saying, something else.
I know.
Ghost Spider was bad. It was bad. They should feel bad.
Is it bad as renaming a character after the word he uses to change?
Or at least Spider Ghost. Like, why is it Ghost Spider? Put Spider in the first of the name, not the second part. Doesn't roll off the tongue, man.
Yeah, but doesn't Spider Ghost sound like she's dead or something?
Even better to throw them off the trail. She's a spectral figure. Ooh.
Oh yes, criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot.
Hello?
Batman.
Yes.
My favorite character.
I'm sorry, Ray. He did it. I've been trying to be very good about it.
I'm sorry, my petty mind. Every time I'm on with anyone, I'm like, how can we turn this into a Batman joke for Ray?
Into the Dark Knight.
He secretly loves it.
Batman.
You know he does. Still waiting on that Batman versus Predator, Ray.
Oh!
Remind the Bad Babysitter Club. We're still waiting for our crossover. I'm always available for Archie versus Predator and Archie versus Predator 2.
I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sure he's sitting there listening to this at some future date saying, this isn't what I come to this feed for. This is the Marvel feed.
This is my escapism, damn it!
I'm coming for Spider-Man and Daredevil. What are you talking about?
Chance is never zero, Ray. Sorry about that. I think Clone Saga was bad. The Evolutionary War. Like, I don't think I like a single thing that's tied to Gwen Stacy, but somehow I still like the character.
Well, that was such a cluster because it's like during the Evolutionary War, they were trying to turn it around where it's like, oh, no, the Jackal was not able to create clones. Cloning isn't a thing. He just came up with like a virus that turned, like some girl into Gwen Stacy. And, that's as far as he got cloning. But then they wanted to do the Clone Saga in the 90s. It's like, no. He perfected cloning. The High Evolutionary was just lying about that.
Carry on. Like, come on. Be so serious. And then the Stacy twins are like, I don't like, it's so funny. Well, when I think about it, I'm just like, I don't like any of this.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I think they took Carrion in the wrong direction because it's like, I guess when he first appeared, it was like this mysterious character and he carried that satchel. So like people were like, is that Norman Osborn zombie?
Take it back. I like the Age of Apocalypse storyline where they say Green Goblin never killed Gwen Stacy.
Oh yeah, she was like Dawn Blake's bodyguard or something.
Yeah, that was really cool. And honestly, I'll say the only good thing about Heroes Reborn is when they do that time.
Oh, the new Heroes Reborn, where she, yeah.
It's like after the Falcon, yeah.
Yeah, she's like Nightbird.
She's Nighthawk and becomes Nightbird, yeah.
She's
and she dates Flash Thompson, and then she's what I really loved is like her relationship with Misty Knight in that one. That one was so freaking cool.
She's basically Batgirl, yeah.
So yeah, basically, right.
I mean, if done right, couldn't we? I mean,
or the House of M story where she marries Peter and they have that son. It was pretty cool. And she becomes like an activist and stuff. That one was really cool too.
Oh yeah, they were like married. Yeah, but
that
again,
was a really cool glimpse, and I would love
yeah.
to see that in like a, you know, whatever you guys call Elsewhere Tales over here.
What if? You Marvel, you undignified Marvel.
You Marvel people, I'm just joking. You know I know what it's called.
That California girl coming out. All right. But no, I mean, Gwen Stacy, if done right, I mean, like the Ghost Spider, it's like, can't you...
Where she's proactive, because I feel like because she was like the girl that was into science and she was in college, not even like, you know, you didn't meet her in high school, you met her in college and she's doing her own thing and she's smart. Yeah. She could have been so much more. She could have been a partner to him, help him make the like webs and stuff, and they could have been a really dynamic duo. And I think had she been written like at this time, they definitely would be very much like Hawk and Dove kind of thing, I think, maybe. Well,
yeah, again, I mean, if they went like the Emma Stone version, it's like back then, I mean, all the people's problems with Mary Jane, oh, she just sits by the window waiting for him. It's like, yeah, she could have helped him.
Yeah. I don't want them to give. I like when they were like the Mary Jane book. I was like, oh, what if Mysterio gives her like powers? I don't know how I feel about that. You know, like I feel like that's where they were going with that book for a minute, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like if it was just temporary, like you know how like when Lois gets Superman's powers just to like literally walk a mile in his shoes.
Yeah, but doesn't Mary Jane have powers now in the Jed McKay Mary Jane Black Cat book?
That's not gonna really last though, right?
I guess.
Like I say it's just Limbo and the Goblin Queen messing with their head, right?
Well, I thought they were hinting that she had this before she entered Limbo. I don't know, but it's like it's not being referenced anywhere else. I was like,
yeah, so I don't know. That's why I thought it was just the Goblin Queen messing with her head. So.
Maybe I don't know, but no, I was gonna say Ghost Spider. If like done right, I mean, can't this be like an example of like, oh hey DC, look at what you could do with like Stephanie Brown if done right, done right.
I mean, they're trying. Her and Cass, they're trying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have Birds of Prey than Batgirls, but that's none of my business. But yeah, you know, I love Cass and Stephanie. Like, I justice for them for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I think the book's been the book wasn't bad, but that Batgirl book is getting better, I believe.
Well, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I can only have so many Bat books, bro.
Bro.
Nah, Nightwing, Batman, and Detective. Probably gonna just.
Okay, here's a question. When Across the Spider-Verse comes out, are we gonna review it here or on Capes?
You're the founder and CEO, so I will leave that decision to you.
Oh my!
I would prefer it here, but I think Capes needs the clicks and views more.
I don't care what we do, but I want like interviews and like movie reviews. I would like to get the Capes 300 by the end of the year.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, I thought you said you were going to focus on interviews and stuff, so yeah, that's fine.
I would like to try, but again, some of these people have to answer me back.
I know. So yeah, if you want to do like keep all the movie reviews over on Capes.
I mean, again, we don't for Across the Spider-Verse. I'm always like, you know what, if we have a show like we have a Spider-Man show, why not do it here? But again, I think we could still hit 300. Our Shazam review, scroll
oh yeah,
off.
we have our Shazam review to do over there. So
that'll be like episode 292.
Across the Spider-Verse isn't even going to be out till what, the end of the year?
I don't know. It's either mid or end of the year. So
yeah, I forget.
Yeah, but no,
I don't watch commercials. Yeah. So,
but even with Across the Spider-Verse, I think we'll still wait 300 because Shazam will be 292. So we'll only
yeah, I definitely think
we'll only need 8 more after Shazam. So if you're a famous actor, writer, or not even that famous.
It's June 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was summer.
I just feel like it should be a Christmas movie like the original, but that's not my business. And it was gonna be, so. I think that's the only thing that I've been really looking forward to as a Spider-Man fan, and I didn't even remember when it comes out, so that tells you everything you need to know about the state of the Spider-Man for me. I was just like, just going through the motions now. Till something big really like happens that makes me like want to care. Like I just don't care what Peter did.
Well, yeah, they don't. And again, last episode, it's based on Brand New Days. It's something from Brand New Day.
Somebody had to like it. It's unfortunate that we have a writer that liked it, but.
Oh, wait a minute.
Odds?
Wait a minute.
You know how many stars and moons had to line to have this happen?
Hold on.
He's been playing the long game the whole time, Phil.
Hold on. I just had a thought. Let me double check this. Hold on. Because, yes, Yes, I don't know why this just hit me. That storyline he references, the villain from that, it's like Amazing 555 through 557.
Yeah.
Guess who wrote that story?
Who?
Seb Wells.
Well.
That's why we're referencing something from Brand New Day 10 years ago, because he wrote it. That's why it's Shekels,
Son
kid.
of a bitch!
It's Shekels.
It's always the Shekels.
Why are we bringing up?
Look, listen, I'll tell you like the IRS tells you. Follow the money. Follow the money.
Exactly. It's like, why are we bringing back this one and done villain from like 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago? Well, he wrote it.
He's been playing the long game. I told you.
I don't know why. It just hit me all of a sudden. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't Seb Wells write some stories during Brand New Day? Because remember, they had like rotating creative teams. So yeah. No wonder he remembered it. He wrote it. Son of a bitch.
He got us. He got us good, Phil.
I know. I don't know why it didn't hit me right away, but it's just like, oh.
I mean, we expect more from Zeb than to be a shekel chaser, you know?
I don't know why we expected more.
I don't know. Like, at first, like, I was excited. I was like, okay. Now it's just been like, wait a minute. He's lulled us into a false sense of security. I don't know if I'm ever going to trust another comic book writer ever again after this, Phil.
Oh my god. After this current Amazing Spider-Man run, I don't know if I can trust another human being ever again. Lilith Hellfire.
Yeah, that's the review. That's it. I feel betrayed. Betrayed. What a muck, bamboozle.
I lost all my faith in humanity after this current Amazing Spider-Man run. Lilith Hellfire.
It's fine. Put it on the blog, Phil. That's my review. Put it on the blog.
Go ahead, throw it in.
So I'll be curious to see what's gonna happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
I still think because we do still have, Ghost Spider around, there's still a chance. And I would love, I don't know that I want the original Gwen Stacy back. I don't know that I want another clone back. I would love to do the what ifs though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're bringing Gwen back. Again, the shocking moment is going to be them kill Mary Jane free or something.
They can't do it.
It's going to be, they tried to do it in like the early 2000s. It looked like she blew up in a plane, but then eventually they brought her back. It's going to be a thing where Peter's going to be mopey for a year and then they're going to bring her back. Especially maybe if a movie or something comes out.
I guess. Or maybe she comes back looking like Zendaya for all we know.
Or they bring her back for issue 1000 because what was the current issue? Was like 915 or something? We're in the 900, so we're going to bring her back for Amazing 1000.
It doesn't count. I don't care what they tell you.
No, it counts because then they can charge you $10 for an issue. That's what.
What was the last anniversary book that they had? They didn't even charge us that much for it. Like when they were.
Was it 900?
Yeah, right. We were shocked that it was so cheap.
Was it like only like $5 or something, not 10?
It wasn't 10. Yeah.
Again, man,
they haven't really been caring about the anniversaries. If I'm keeping.
I was getting 60th anniversary kind of went with a whimper, not a bang,
Yeah. So let's see what they have in store for our old pal Gwen Stacy. I'm curious to see what it is.
Once again, you want to rock the boat? Bring back Ben Reilly as a hero.
Sorry, babes. The figures have already been made. He's Chasm.
Yes, kids.
He's Chasm with a Goblin Queen.
Yeah, kids. Don't tell me people don't have agendas. I mean, we already have a Chasm, Ben Reilly Chasm Marvel Legends figure. You know how long I had to wait for a damn Quasar figure?
What, 40 years?
No, felt like it. Damn it.
That's it? That's the Marvel Legend figure? That's it?
Yeah.
Is that a Hasbro?
No. I mean, you could take the hands and the quantum bands off.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like, that's all they gave you? I would riot in the street.
No. Hey, it's better than this one. I hate this costume.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
The newer costume. I hate that. I got it all. I got Quasars. I got Marvel. I got Genisfell.
I love your huge Galactus in the back, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I can't believe you took it out of the box, but that's none of my business.
That's how I roll.
I know. So on that note.
I love your huge edit there.
My big thing.
Oh my god, this is a new intro. I love your big Peter. We're children. All right. So are we done?
Yes. Always end on a dick joke when you can.
Except Wells is like, oh, thank God. All right, anyway. That's right, kids. Like I said, in 1 week, the Bad Babysitters Club will be back with Amazing Spider-Man 416 and Spectacular Spider-Man 238 and 239. And then we begin the April episodes. Lilith will be back as we cover some wacky stuff. All right, I'm gonna announce it now. Week 1, we're gonna cover Amazing Spider-Man 139 and Web of Spider-Man 58, both featuring the Grizzly.
Phil, are you sure you don't do edibles or smoke chemicals? Are you sure?
Oh, this is pure. Nothing goes in easy veins, but pure petty. And then week 2, Lilith Hellfire, we're gonna do a Marvel Team Up 74. That's Saturday Night Live issue.
Oh, okay.
And Amazing Spider-Man 272 featuring everyone's favorite villain, Slide. Speaking of lubricated eels.
Just remember, I owe you when I'm there. I owe you, Phil.
And then week 3, we'll do Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man 73 through 76, Art Attacks.
You know what? I'm throwing the Captain America birthday present away.
Oh no! Remember, you have to sleep in my house.
I have a sleeping bag in a tent. It'll be okay.
All right, kids, and yes, and then we wrap up April with Amazing Spider-Man 417 and Spider-Man 72 and 73. Ray and Dave are getting so close to the end of the 90s Clone Saga.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't Google it.
I don't think, unless he's fibbing to me. Yeah, no, I don't think either one of them knows who the mastermind was.
Oh God,
I
bless
know.
your hearts.
I just love what Dave's like. Is it someone we know? I'm like, oh, it's someone you know. You've heard of this guy.
Remind me when you guys are done so I can listen to that one for sure.
The last 90s, the one on the 90s.
I want to be like in the chat. Like F in the chat for their sanity, F in the chat for their innocence.
Oh my God. All right. So so send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can do all your one-stop shopping. Speaking of shopping, episodes, social media, merch. Speaking of shopping.
Got the shirt on too, guys. If you're not
That's
on
right.
YouTube.
Shirt. See, I wore the shirt today. Yes, find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. Tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. Oh, you know what? I really need to start putting that in the crawl.
Yeah.
But yes, it's in all the show notes, YouTube, podcasts, on all the show notes. So yes, please come check out our stuff. Check out our stuff, kids. All right. Lilith Hellfire, where can people talk to you about dropping people off bridges?
If you want to thrift around the interwebs with me, feel free to find me on TikTok at Lilith Hellfire 69. But remember to like and follow because my content is for only fans and friends.
Holy fans.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Come on, get your head out of your butt, buddy. Oh, you don't want to
Zeb.
that done.
What?
Yeah, Zeb.
Oh! Yeah, hey, Zeb.
Try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Oh, we're getting donkey punched. Don't even worry about it. He's played the long game, Phil. He got us. We're just gonna have to respect it. We're gonna have to respect the hustle.
We're busy getting boned.
We were busy boning. I need that as a drop, please. Spread it.
Spread the word, kids.
Start spreading the news.
All right, thank you for joining us again. More good Ben Rally stories with the boys next week, and then
that's a matter of perspective, but okay.
Better than what we're getting currently.
Touche, good sir.
Then come back and join me and Lilith in April for a bunch of wacky stuff. But until then, swing on back.
Thwip.
Rest in power, Gwen.